Alright, welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn modded playthrough of Colombia. We are playing through the build-up for our war with Brazil and or Mexico. I have not really decided yet. I think I'm going for Brazil first, but you never know. You never know. Alright, so we're making 9 billion a week. We are going to finish Trinidad and Tobago first before Panama. Barely, it looks like. May not be. I may be wrong there, though. Very well could be wrong. As far as integrating them into the Colombian autocracy right now. And if you look at... Yeah, so we're at 0.6% influence, but that's to be taken with a grain of salt because I think we only have like 38% foreign influence or something independence. So you could basically multiply this by 2.5. 2.5 times 0.6, right? So 9 more, 1.5%. It's not a... That's my guess where we would be if I had 100% independence. I think we're researching infantry stuff. Helicopters are what they are. We've got airplane. We've got naval research going. Not the best naval research, but necessary naval research. Space stuff. Yeah, let's keep working on tech. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that our... Yeah, because we're running out of population for jobs. I want to make sure our industry is as efficient as it possibly can. And we have enough research now, since we have 108% bonus already, that we can go ahead and early research all those and kind of maintain our military research with the rest of the world. Yeah, because we're going to get modern arms here in a couple days, actually, right? 26 days, we get the M4. That's modern satellites. Could go ahead and early research that as well. The years ahead thing. That's 5 years of production or researching. Only for an 8-year. I'm not really interested in doing that yet. This is 3 years of research. I get this 5 years early, so let's go ahead and do that. They sold me on that one. I'll just go ahead and get Trinidad and Tobago integrated into the Colombian regime. Just to get it out of the way. Yeah, we're starting to work on the military infrastructure we're going to need to support an invasion of Brazil into the Amazon. And then after our unit movements will follow. So basically what's going to happen, this is kind of the strategy, right? I'm going to use a war deck on Ecuador to trigger a war with Brazil. They have Actually, let me clear that. So they have this defense line here right now. This whole area is going to be empty, right? They're not going to have troops in the Amazon sitting over here. So every time they have to retreat, right, they lose their entrenchment. They don't have supplies, and they're just going to be falling back into this empty space. So if I can use our forces and break through here, and then unify this front, and I have supply hubs here, I'm just going to be able to just roll through, and they'll just be on their back foot the whole fight. All this will be captured. And then while doing that, I can use Bogota and just drop paratroopers into those river sites I want. And we're back to the Galil. That's very intriguing. Alright, so let's go ahead and start making M4s. I'm going to annex Trinidad and Tobago here. Cancel the production of those, so then we're just going to be making whatchamacallit, all the military tech supply hubs and everything like that I need. I think I can get a rail line actually over this mountain. I think I can just boop, right? Yeah, I can just make a rail line up that. That's crazy. What an addition that would be. And I can build that out for a front versus Mexico very quickly. Alright, so let's keep going. This is going to start rapidly snowballing, so 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2019 should be both 2020. And then by 2020, hopefully I'm this chunk of the world. That's my ideal expansion plan. And then while doing that, I'm building infrastructure here in factories. Yeah, so I started this civilian and industry stack. I can build more here. And here, really. But this is coastal, so I'd rather have that be a naval yard. I don't really want to build here because I don't have the roads built. I just noticed. Like, these need to be offices and naval yards. Alright, let's go ahead and move. I definitely want to be building 2 sets of factories at all times now. Alright, so we got fort bonus level. Go ahead and get another fort bonus level going. Yeah, so the Trinidad and Tobago Islands are nice. If we can take more of Central America, that'll give us a lot better of an advantage against foreign powers trying to come at us with naval stuff. So we'll have radar advantage. Yeah, and then this is ready. We're just waiting on the whatchamacallit. There it is. Bureaucratic drain. I still have to lower that to autonomous region. That was actually huge because of the offices that we had built. GDP per capita is almost to 50. Very close. Very, very close to 50,000 per pop. We have 500,000 manpower in reserve. Another 5 million in pop that will get integrated in. So recruits. We're going for more foot infantry. I'll go ahead and back Santander. We'll just put 20 foot infantry. This is going to be for this other flank. It'll be Army Group 2. This is the 1st Airborne. Nice. And then the Netherlands are definitely asking for some conflict. We're going to be acquiring that. Let's check the war in Europe. I'm actually curious. So Estonia has held out. Latvia has lost a lot of territory. Lithuania's a piece of Swiss cheese. Belarus is gone. Ooh. NATO has a ton of losses. They have 3 to 5 times the amount of units. Fielded. That's not even in reserve. All right, well, when is our conflict? The 29th of July. Improving relations. Russia has a naval base, so we're going to get rid of them. America should like us for that, right? Let's go ahead and do our conflict. Movements. Well, I'm not exactly winning. That's surprising. Let's see what happens. We may lose that. I mean, if they're going to give me some Embraers, I'm going to take them. I'm going to send the 6. Let's see if I can get them here. Go ahead and deploy. Let's see if we can send this as a division and an army group. So first, General 2. Who do we want as our general? This guy looks like he's a very attack-oriented fellow. This is another very large army division kind of guy. And he is infantry only, so we're going to go ahead and use him. At the front line here, and they're going to head over. For sure, right? Oh, they're actually attacking. Alright, let's go ahead and just move. Can we not? Did we actually lose 7? Did we actually do that? What is happening? Why can't I edit this? Right click. Okay. I don't know. Well, they're holding the defense, but they lost more divisions. I guess they're getting blasted because they're not trained and they have no org or unit health, which is wild. Something to take note of. Alright, well, now we have units with unit health. Alright. We'll go ahead and stop that. That didn't work at all, by the way. Fix that up and go ahead with that. There we go. Kind of fight our way through. Oh, well, lost another air assault brigade. I don't know why they're attacking. They shouldn't even be attacking. Alright, we'll just leave them to it. Yeah, you should have to reinforce, so let's see what happens here. Yeah, if we can push this somehow, we'll be way better off. Yep, Libya is going crazy too. We're in Tripoli. Don't you love it when you see all your special operations units just deleted? It's amazing. Alright, so let's go ahead and edit this airborne brigade now that we have... Yeah, so we'll go ahead and call this the 2016 Colombo and I'm going to go ahead and add heavy engineering, transport. Should end up with a mechanized recon or something, but we'll start with a mobile recon. And then I just want it to be regular airborne infantry, honestly. It would be... I guess air assault works. I'll go ahead and add those in. And then we're definitely going to want this with a better... See, they're adding units here. to hold the line. They shouldn't be entrenched, though. So they should fail. And these should all be training. Alright, we'll go ahead and release those 4. We'll add them to this army group. See if we can actually break it. These new air assault brigades just aren't gonna work. Looks like they're actually able to make progress on their own. Yeah, because they can't fill out the full combat width. They're not able to entrench, and we're getting just enough attack to be threatening. They're taking attrition damage, though. I imagine this is going to be our victory over time. It's just going to take a minute. I don't think I'll have to commit any more than the extra 4 units I did. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and annex Panama now. We've got the battle missile radar control. That's definitely what we need. 50,000 GDP per capita, so let's get that going. Production here. I'm gonna go ahead and say we're fine. Yeah, we're beating them down just because they don't have the entrenchment bonus. It's done. We broke it. That's effectively it. They're all gonna have to retreat, and we'll end up walking over. Goodbye. Yeah, they're sending reinforcements too to cover the gap. It's a bit rough to say that that worked, but let's see. I want to make sure this shrinks. I want it there. I don't want these 8 units hanging out in that weird spot for them. Org versus recovery rate. Kind of like a debate over, do you want attack speed, like how many attacks can you throw out versus how long can you sit there and attack or get attacked? These are tough. I'm going to say offense. I'm going to make him an offensive specialist. Yep. Moved into position. That's an IFV, so that's some sort of mechanized or armored division. It's a little bit rougher. Need a scientist. Oh, another civilian research facilities in this area. I'm not going to recruit to it yet, but having one there is good to know. We do. All right, so we got the Galil. The Scar is an early research if we want that, but it's not worth it. Let's go ahead and get some of our infantry equipment. What? This is 5 of 5 already? How? Oh, producing. Oh. Crazy. All right, well, let's go ahead and... This is going to cost me a lot of money. That's a research bonus versus production efficiency. Funds gain versus task capacity. And then we can get task capacity. Versus a research bonus, task capacity. We're going to have enough research anyway. It's not going to matter. Yeah, so basically the baseline benefits of this company are more than enough. Ooh, we split their line. This APC... They better surrender. Yep, there we go. That's a good amount of equipment too, so that's nice. Debatable what I want to do here. I want to take this section, and I think I want to puppet this section. And just go with it like that. Alright, so we'll make the Galil Ace. Did lose all those other units. Those airborne units. The good thing I fought with them there is now I know they cannot defend or attack at all. Divisionally, they're just too weak with 31 org. So they're just good for interrupting supply routes. Period. Full stop. I should be able to land on another port. Okay. See, where am I at? We'll go ahead and grant bailouts. I'm going to pay down all our debt. I'm just going to do it to get it out of the way. We're going to invest in nuclear plant 2. And let's see, 14 billion. We're just going to do it. It's going to be like a ton of money though. Which it was. So air manufacturers committed there. Costa Rica is kind of like the foreshadowing for how any fight would go. We don't have enough infantry bonuses to steamroll through our competition. What do we got? Can work on the doctrine side of things. I do need to do that. So let's look at land doctrines, reliability. This enables org loss reductions. Offensive push. You get night attack bonuses and division speed. That's pretty insane. Oh. Those are huge bonuses, but thinking Thunder Run ops all day, every day. Training. Wow. All infantry get soft and hard and piercing bonuses that are insane. 50% piercing, but like increase is crazy. The piercing's too crazy. Even though survival training for what we're doing with jungle and mountain terrain, survival training would be really good. But 50% piercing, I can't not take it. That's just insane. The global benefits alone. Okay. So I should have been, or I should be able to do a naval invasion, right? But I can only land on one territory. That's really not worth a while. I don't know how I feel about that. So we annexed Panama. So all this construction down here is pointless. I'm gonna have to build roads and everything independent. Okay, let's see where we're at with roads then. Supply depots built. Network infrastructures are needed everywhere. Oh my god, I got even worse because I got the next level. I got 5G. Okay. Airfields. So many opportunities for airfields, though. Radars, too. And strategic fuel supplies. Let's go ahead and bump all this up. See. Yeah, that should be fine. I'll go ahead and just build all that. See what happens. Yeah, so we're almost up to 3 political power gain now per turn. Just because of our spending. I'm not gonna bump up to police state yet. So that would be fitting thematically. Let's see, industry-wise, what am I behind on? I'm gonna go ahead and early research the pop growth stuff so that I have access to these researches. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a frontline. Well, I didn't mean to do that. Hold up. I'm gonna do frontline like this, taking that. And let's go ahead and do training operations. Yeah, I just don't have the transport helis. Pretty good, pretty good. All right, and I think here, what do we got? $5.2 trillion for our income. Catching up with the leaders in the game. US at 28, that's pretty crazy. Territory-wise, behind Ukraine. We're a little smaller than Ukraine. That's ahead. I'm not gonna research that. Go ahead and research more modern frigates. Industry-wise, we're at 99 civilian industry. And we do have a lot of shortages here. But we're almost, I believe, to the point where we get our airplanes. Yep. Like 80% done. And we're 60% of the way done with nuclear, like, powered boats at a basic level. So that's all really good. That'll be good moving forward. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch everyone on the next episode, and see you then.